Hey there, kitchen connoisseurs and sustainable home heroes. Welcome to this live. If you don't know who I am Ob. I am the co-founder and strategist behind Dandelion Branding. And today we are going to step into one of my favorite rooms in the house, if not my favorite, of the kitchen. But we're not talking about any kitchen today. We are talking about sustainable kitchen niches and how these incredible brands can shine. Because let's be clear, if you're building a sustainable kitchen brand, you already know the unique challenge. Most people buy a single type of kitchen item like once, maybe twice in their lifetime. That's why traditional brands have so many gazillions of products because they always want to make sure you have something new to buy. But since you are dedicated to sustainability, because that's what we do here, you might not have that endless product line, right? Not without without constantly launching new products, how do you stay relevant? How do you encourage people to re-engage with your brand even if they already bought the thing that you have? Well, that's what we're going to dive into today. So you need an aspect of your business that invites people back in, keeps them engaged, whether you're talking about sharing regular recipes, how-to guides, encouraging gifting, or even offering interchangeable parts like a new handle for your favorite pot or something like that. So here are my tips for staying relevant. First, and this seems obvious, but it's often really overlooked. So show your product in action. People connect with utility and transformation. Your sustainable cutting board isn't just a block of wood. It's the foundation for family meals, charcuterie nights, or wonderful food preps. You can show a sustainable cutting board in so many different ways, right? You want to think live demos whenever possible. If it's cookware, show yourself or an actual chef actually cooking. If it's an innovative gadget, demonstrate its unique features real time. Like, I hate to talk up QVC or those like 90s, early 2000s, like commercials, but they worked, right? They showed all those little gadgets, George Foreman grills, innovative in its time. They showed it in action. That's because it works. Okay, it works to sell. Make sure you're highlighting durability, the quality, the knife that stays sharp, the pan that doesn't scratch. This kind of stuff is really important, especially as it relates to a sustainability focused audience. Your content should allow the folks in your audience to experience using it in the sustainability world. Be aspirational. You can feel a little silly doing this, but it makes a really big difference. Sorry, I'm also getting over COVID, so thanks for your patience. Next, don't be afraid to compare the product or service that you have with the other products or service on the market. This isn't about being negative. It's about being transparent. It's about highlighting the superior value that you have and the sustainability that you're bringing to the table. Pun intended. Your audience needs to understand why choosing your sustainably made, long-lasting item is better than buying 3 of the cheaper, less eco-friendly alternatives over the same period of time. Now, I have said this before, and I will say it again. I'll probably say it till I'm blue in the face, especially right now because of COVID. Sustainability, unfortunately, isn't often a sole driving factor for most purchases. So you want to make sure that you're talking up the benefits to people and wrap the sustainability focused language into those benefits. You're like, compare life cycles. This pan lasts 10 years. Other pans last 2 years. Compare materials. So recycled steel versus virgin plastic. Hidden costs, or like, this has a lower environmental impact from the production because it's recycled, or there's less waste at the end of life, or because it's compostable or something. Yeah, you want to focus on making sure that people understand the life cycles, materials, hidden costs when they're making this purchase, and that they can explain it to their friends and family. Because, let's talk tip number 3, which is keep community at the core. If you're using like clear infographics, for instance, like there's nothing better than having a conversation around the table with your loved one. So you want to be able to make sure that the people who are buying from you, especially if you're brand new, fully understand how to communicate your brand. So give them those infographics. Make sure that they understand that it's recyclable or compostable so that they share it with the people they're sharing meals with. Now, another way to take a community-centered approach to growth, which I always say is better way to go than ads, and is also more impactful, is reflecting the communal spirit within your marketing. So yeah, the kitchen is a place of the heart. It's a place for gathering. It's a place for sharing. And you want to kind of bring that into like the way that you market your business too, that it's what feels good. So consider working with food influencers, chefs, food bloggers, home cooks. There are a ton of them out there. Make sure their values align with yours, and get an authentic endorsement to their own community. Focus on getting into gift guides. Do some PR for kitchen-focused magazines, because this will take your reach to an audience that is primed for kitchen-related purchases, especially those gift guides. Man, they can make a really big difference. Or getting into bundles with complementary brands like a sustainable food producer, a local farm, a reusable packaging company, something that like, you're in the network. If you want to create curated gift sets or recipe kits that offer a complete sustainability solution and make really good gifts. Now, I'm talking about gifting. I got my Merry Christmas sweater on. Believe me, I know it's July. We're good. We're talking gifting today. We're talking gift guides. We're talking bundles. You should already start thinking about what you want to do for Q4. Yeah, I know it's July, but like, think about it, right? Something that could be really cool, if you can like swing it or meet somebody at HelloFresh or something like HelloFresh. I think there's a lot of them, Blue Apron, Foster, all these types of things. You can get your product into a gifting there. They do a lot of content swapping. They do a lot of gift guides and collaborations. So you definitely want to see what you can do to get your product in somewhere, to one of those like food making bundle gift, like HelloFresh vibes. Tip number 4, we're going to talk retail. Okay. The power of a physical presence. Online shopping for kitchenwares is huge, especially around the holidays. But getting into local kitchen stores or specialty boutiques can be a really big game changer, because this is a place where people can touch and feel and experience your product. even if they don't buy it in the store, they can take it home and or they can like see it and then take the idea of seeing you home and then purchase from home. So it gives being in a physical store gives you more to talk about. You have a physical location to promote, events to announce, local partnerships to highlight. This gives you more content, which keeps you in front of people for longer. It just does. The more you can do, the more reason you have to be in front of people in a way that isn't just like a sales pitch. The sales pitch, I know, it can be really frustrating for a sustainability focused brand because you have a, a pretty long like turnover. It can take a long time for someone to be ready to purchase your product, but you want to stay top of mind so that when they are ready for your product, they know exactly where to go to. Being in a retail store also gives you a place for people to go test it. Like I said, it gives you people the chance to touch, feel, experience your product. They can test it. They can pick up the knife. They can feel how heavy the pot is, how good it feels in their hand. They can test the ergonomics. If you're into accessibility and ergonomics, this is going to be a really big thing for you is getting into retail. This is going to be invaluable. It also gives you a place for direct feedback. So you and your retail partners, you can get immediate insight from customers. You can see if people think it's too expensive, not expensive enough, if people think it's worth it, what kind of feeling they have when they're touching it. Maybe they don't love it. I think silicone is really nice, but I don't like the way it feels on my hands, so I often don't buy it. That kind of direct feedback is really invaluable to you. It's also a great place to grab those little sound bites so that you can use them in your direct marketing as reviews. Also really cute if you do like a little retail spot where like sometimes, you have cooking or you interview somebody afterwards and you can get actual video of people using your product or reacting to your product. That's invaluable, that user-generated content. That's what I have for you today. There are 4 key ways to communicate your brand. Remember to show, don't tell, show it live, do those live demos, compare it with what else is out there. Keep community at the core, do collaborations, work with people, and physically be places. Show up, allow people to play with your product. Remember, even if someone only buys your product once, their continued engagement with your brand through content, through community, through experience means that they're spreading your message, they're driving your mission forward. This is about crafting a narrative that goes beyond that initial purchase. It makes your brand an indispensable part of a sustainable lifestyle that your audience is going to promote to their friends. Because that's what we're doing here at Dandelion Branding. We're bringing sustainability into mainstream conversations. This is how you do it if your brand is in a kitchen. And remember, as always, thank you so much for the good work you're doing in the world. What you're doing is important. I know it's hard. Keep on keeping on. You got this. Tell me what you want to see next time in the comments, and I'll see ya next time. Bye.